Well, I've had an experience. I mean, I've had experiences very different too. Three of our esteemed panelists. I have felt that India is very strongly patriarchal. I still feel it, and while I do have very supportive parents and an extremely supportive partner, in my working life as an interior architect, I find labor does not take women as seriously because they come from villages. So I often feel that from being a fairly mild and amicable person, as I entered the workforce in India, I was forced to become more aggressive and more opinionated to get my work done. I mean, I'm sharing with you, I often felt the need to abuse in order to, you know, make the men at work realize that I'm serious and I mean business in order to meet timelines. And you know, when I came to India, one of my first roles was as an assistant set designer in the film Raju Ban Gaya Gentleman. And I was a young little thing of 18, and one of the senior people on set, one of the powerful senior people, made a pass at me. And I was so, you know, so frightened and terrified. I wasn't the person you see before you today. And I actually left my role as a set designer. And I went away to Australia to study further. I'm just giving you a vignette of my life, sharing a personal vignette, to show you that while these, you know, these have been defining moments and game changers in my life, while it made me the person, I have to say that living a life in America, there was a stark wearing a skirt. My legs right through the meeting.
I miss you.
These are instances which I was traumatized by. These are instances that wanted me to leave India. I had an abusive fiance. I rarely shared this with anyone. I mean, of course I left him, but there was a lot of family pressure saying, oh my God, it'll all settle down. All you need to do is have children, sab theek ho jayega. You know, I mean, sitting before you, you would never believe that this is the same person who went through these challenges. But yes, I did. And which is why I work so, you know, strongly with female NGOs. And I mean, I joined Gulabi Gang because I saw all this and I was traumatized by it. And to this day, you know, I'm building a villa in Lavasa, and I sometimes find that, you know, I have to get my husband to speak to the CEO to make things happen. So India is a patriarchal society, and I don't want to blind myself to the fact that, okay, so I'm living a cushy life in South Bombay and it doesn't exist. It exists, and I experience it, and I experience it even now.
Well, thank you for sharing that personal experience. You can see how you've clearly come out stronger from that experience. And you brought up an interesting point about cultural differences as well. You're all global, well-traveled women. Any other, and you talk about the stark differences, anybody want to share any other major difference you've seen from other cultures or societies, maybe where you've lived or done business in the past?
May I pop in one more time? While studying in Long Beach in California, there was a rape in my college. And the police, the counselors, the professors were so supportive and so strong. And they saw this young Pakistani girl through the whole thing so beautifully. And recently you heard about rape in Bangalore, yes, where the politician said, "Arey, aise kapde pehnti hai, isliye rape ho gaya." That was such an ignorant and such a myopic statement. We all know that rape is an act of violence. It's not a sexual act. So I'm just drawing that stark difference for you and showing you that yes, the stark difference does exist. And I think, you know, people really have to understand that it is there, and we really have to face it, because India is not the drawing room in Cuff Parade.
Right.
I have a point also, Nisha, respect to what you said. But this is, as I said, mentioned before, that the men need to be educated, and so do their mothers.
Absolutely.
And so do their mothers.
Yes.
Because I think a woman is the biggest enemy to a woman. At the end, I have seen households, and I have clients coming and sharing, you know, my husband beats me up, and the mom says, "Koi baat nahi beta, ye hota hai. Mere saath bhi hua tha, tere saath bhi ho raha hai. Hone do." So deal with it, and this keeps happening. So it's very important we all go out, associate, and educate men. I'm sorry, I have two great
Great
friends
point.
here, but yes, we need to create that awareness. We all have lovely husbands. We together should move forward and, you know, send this message across that it's the men who need some awareness.
Excellent point to reinforce. Good.